Hello, and welcome to Sound Off with System One. I'm your host, Brooke Serban, and I'm here today with our panel of experts to discuss the top skills companies are looking for in 2025. But before we get started, here are a few words about System One. System One is a leading provider of specialized, highly technical outsourced services and workforce solutions to critical infrastructure, technology, life sciences, and government sectors, putting more than 650 employees and 9,000 contractors to work in the United States, Canada, and the UK. As you're tuning in today, please join us in the comments. Our marketing team will be monitoring them. Let us know where you're joining from and what industry you work in, and if you have any questions relevant to today's topic. Okay, first, I'd like to have our panel of experts introduce themselves. And to view any System One jobs, you can scan that QR code or head to jobs.system1.com. And Sean, can you start us off with introductions?
Yeah, definitely. Good afternoon, everybody. Sean Thibodeau. I'm a senior recruiter with Mountain Limited, a System One division. Mountain Limited is a pioneering telecommunication engineering firm that bridges the communication gaps and strengthens our nation's critical infrastructure. Today's hot job for me is an outside plant inspector in the Everett, Washington area. I have amazing 10 openings in this area working for a top-notch telecom company. You must have some experience, of course, in telecommunications, splicing, cable tech, inspection, previous lineman experience. This opportunity is a great opportunity because it provides growth. The pay is starting at $30 an hour, and this is a long-term, open-ended W-2 contract position.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Vermeil. I'm here at System One, New Jersey. I'm a sourcing specialist here. I've been here for a little over 6 months. The hot job that I have for this week is a commercial assistant. This position is in Hackettstown, New Jersey. They're looking for somebody to assist with order processing, customer communication, shipping coordination, someone who is detail-oriented. So if you're interested in that job, please reach out to me today.
Hi, my name is Catherine Matos. I'm a senior recruiter at Jolie. I specialize in life sciences and healthcare within the Pittsburgh area. My hot job today will be a clinical research support specialist. Now, for this particular role, it is remote, but it is a 12-month contract that could be extended. And if you're local in the Pittsburgh area, it is a permanent opportunity. So either one could work.
All right, awesome. Thank you all for being here today. Let's jump into our first question. How have hiring trends evolved over the past year, and what shifts are we seeing in skill demands? And Erin, let's start with you.
Recently, I know a lot of me and my colleagues a lot of our clients have been coming to us and asking us, how do we assess our candidates' soft skills? I think a lot of companies are reverting back to a hybrid schedule, and soft skills are becoming just as important as hard skills. So companies want to know not just if you have computer skills, but if you're resilient. They want to know what type of employee you're going to be.
Definitely. That's a great response. In the telecom industry, it's a little different. Really hasn't been that much of an emphasis of change over the years, but hands-on experience, of course, is the biggest skill that most employers are searching for. Having a positive energy, somebody with great work ethic is key for great success, especially during this time. There is such a big push on the rapid expansion of fiber infrastructure throughout the United States that having people that are willing to work, go the extra mile, pays big dividends.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you guys are saying. 100%. That's a lot of the times that the clients are looking for. I know for my industry within clinical research, typically they're pretty much open. It used to be where you needed clinical research experience plus whatever the job requirements were required for it. Now they've been very open to it. So if you don't have clinical research experience, and if you have maybe accounting or finance, anything that is particular with the job itself, they're willing to train you within the job.
Gotcha. That's good to know. All right. How about which industries are experiencing the biggest skill gaps, and how can job seekers position themselves to fill those needs? And Kat, let's start back with you.
Yeah, so for me it would be certifications and any courses that could advance your career. So for instance, I had a job last year that was a finance coordinator. So what they were looking for is someone who was an advanced in Excel, because that is your everyday use. So if you do take courses that are intermediate or advanced for it, it definitely helps to know that you're trying to advance in a knowledge, your career and overall your background.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed I've been seeing a big swing. This is kind of a little off track, but on the manufacturing, construction, telecommunication industry, I'm seeing a big push for the shortage of people with those skill sets. The trade schools has been a real big plus here lately. With the increase of migrating of cloud and rolling out fiber and wireless throughout the rural and underserved areas throughout the United States, the need for more people in the telecommunication industry is definitely is a plus. Just in the US alone, nearly 85,000 shortage of skilled telecommunication employees, from fiber optics to linemen, engineers, and inspectors.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I personally work throughout a lot of different industries. For light industrial, I know a lot of our clients are looking for candidates with technology experience. Specific systems and technology is only expanding in workplaces and almost everywhere. So keeping up with technology and something like AI or Microsoft Excel, having those skills is really important. A lot of clients are looking for that. And if you not are able or you're not sure on how to use any of these systems, they do have free classes that you can take to learn how to use Excel or Microsoft or AI.
Yes. Great. So what I'm hearing is stay up to date on your certifications and making sure your industry is up to date with those systems that they use and you're able to adapt and learn with them. That's great insight. Let's move on to soft skills. So what soft skills are becoming increasingly important in hiring decisions? And Sean, start us off.
Definitely. This is a great question because as a recruiter, you deal a lot with working hand in hand with hiring managers. And one of the biggest things, going back and forth with hiring managers is looking for people with great work ethic, professionalism, communications, ability to think outside the box. Sometimes I think since COVID, we get a lot of tunnel vision, and employers now and hiring managers are really looking for people who can, have different means and ways to come up with solutions.
Yeah, for me, I mean, problem solving and critical thinking especially within clinical research, there's a lot that are changing throughout with the clinical trials. So making sure that, patient issues or data issues are up to date, especially for the internal audits. So having those fast paced, issues that are happening, they want you to, see, hey, can you step up? Are you being a leader to your team and to yourself, and having those examples definitely does help, especially to show it to them that, hey, you're able to and willing to do it.
I totally agree. I think companies are trying to emphasize, they want to know who you are as an employee. I think hard skills and technical skills are very important, but companies want to know how you work under pressure and with challenges. Like I said before, I do a source for a lot of light industrial companies. And for example, there could be a lot of pressure and a lot of challenges at this job. So companies want to know, if you are under pressure, can you handle this? Are you going to be able to last here?
Wonderful. Now, switching from soft skills to those technical skills, which technical skills are most in demand in your industries? And Erin, let's go back to you.
As I've said a couple of times today, I do a lot of sourcing for light industrial. So a lot of the skills, I believe I said it before, a lot of the skills that light industrial they're looking for is specific systems. So SAP or ERP systems are becoming increasingly important. Companies want to know the previous experience that you've had in certain systems.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially within clinical research and healthcare, knowing that particular system. So for me, within clinical research itself, that data management, so Oracle, Encore, Metadata Rave, any of those sorts, a lot of the companies are switching over to those systems. So if you do have the experience to use it, it's a huge plus, and especially with medical records, within healthcare. Epic has been one of the biggest ones that a lot of universities and hospitals are switching over to. So if you do have experience with that, again, it's also a huge plus.
Those are some great answers to the question. Amazing question from the audience. And one of the things in the telecom industry, I guess, that I've been looking at, throughout the industry for technical skills would be for the fielders would be having a lot of kind of construction practices, having aerial and NESC experience, National Electric Safety Code experience. For the individuals that we have working on the designing side, definitely the different types of new systems out there for GIS for designing is a big skill.
Gotcha. And it looks like we have an audience question. Let's see. How do you suggest staying updated with emerging technologies without getting overwhelmed? Thank you for that question.
Definitely. That's a great question. I'll go first. I'm going to beat the young ladies here. With today's emerging technology, there's so much out there that I definitely encourage you to try to focus on the specific technologies that are in your industry. Stay kind of vision and focused on one thing, because you could definitely get overwhelmed at looking at multiple different types of technology, but kind of, perish your skills towards one specific task with that technology.
I definitely agree with Sean. I think if you're in, like, let's, for instance, an HR position, stick with that and look for classes or systems that are just for HR. You don't, if you're too broad, you might, get a little overwhelmed, like you're saying.
Yeah, that is all great. It's good to know. So it's mostly keeping up with those systems that each industry uses. So that's job seekers. Make sure you're doing your thorough research and what is used in your realm so you can make sure that you're getting those skills if you don't already have them. All right. How about what is the biggest mistake candidates make when highlighting their skills in interviews? And Sean, start us off.
Definitely. And I've said this in multiple times, and I guess I've spoken live on these events. You definitely want to partner up with a System 1 recruiter. You couldn't ask for a better team player to be on your side, somebody that can help you walk through to make sure that your resumes and your skills are actually being highlighted on the resume, somebody that can help you with interview preps to make sure you're set for success. This morning, I had 3 people interviewing, quick little text message, you got this, and about 7 responses back from the candidate, just overwhelmed and excited to go into their interview. So partnering up with a recruiter pays big dividends. And definitely, I would make sure to align your skills and your job skills, because sometimes we all make the mistakes of not having everything lined up, and a recruiter can help you on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree 100%. Contact one of us for any type of help or guidance. At least for me within interviews, I tell people to have examples of real world examples, your leadership skills or organizational skills, any of the sorts at all that does help and make you shine goes a long way, because it's not, you're not listing those on your resume. So to able to explain that to the client itself or whoever it may be that's interviewing you, to hear, hey, I've done this, I'm able to do this. This is how I handle my problems or issues that are come to me within the role itself. And typically what I tell people to use is the STAR method. That goes a long way. So if you don't know what that is, you can definitely reach out to us, or even, be able to look on a link saying put down STAR method, and it will pop up. So I would say recommend using that.
Definitely. Just to piggyback off of Sean and Kat really quick, definitely giving a System 1 recruiter a call is definitely helpful. We're only one call away. But definitely being too generic or too vague in an interview. If you have some soft skills on your resume in regards to, good communication, good leadership, that's great and all. But when you're interviewing, clients want to know, okay, why are you a good communicator? Why are you a good leader? Give me, like Kat said, give me real life experience and examples on when you led or when you communicated well with a coworker.
Yeah, love the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, result, and reflection. I believe that's a great way to frame answering any questions in your interviews. All right, I think we'll go to another audience question. We have one about remote and hybrid work. Let's see. with remote and hybrid work models, how can professionals improve collaboration and communication skills? Thank you for that question.
Definitely, I'll jump in. That's always a challenge. I would definitely make sure that in a hybrid model, the days that you're actually working in the office, partnering up with your employees is key to success. I think collaborating, communicating with one another, running ideas definitely helps, you to continue to improve professionally. Um, and believe it or not, with today's technology, with Teams and, with cell phones and you name it, there's so many means that if you're 100% remote or if you're working hybrid, it is so easy to check up on people and to talk and to shoot them a message. You definitely want to be on a team that's going to help you. And I think that's probably the biggest key to success is reaching out, not being scared, either by messaging, texting, any platform that you use will set you up for success and to keep you building your communication skills.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's gonna help, and I always tell people have a checkpoint. If you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to reach out to your team. No matter what type of day it is, if it's super late, send them a message. Some people tend to work late. I am unfortunately one of those people, but they'll definitely respond back to you the next day with any of your concerns and meet with you. Again, I wouldn't hold back, on yourself. If you want to be successful in your career, just go to your manager or go to one of your coworkers for help or guidance, and they'll be able to meet you at some point in time throughout their day. And instead, if it's even 5 or 10 minutes, it won't take long, and they'll be happy to help in any way possible.
I think this question also goes back to one of our questions earlier with technology becoming a huge part of our workplace. So if you do work hybrid or you do work remote, technology is going to be a part of your everyday. You're going to use it every day. So I have coworkers that live all the way in New York, and I don't see them on a daily basis, but I talk to them and I speak to them on a daily basis, and we have a great communication and collaboration, I believe.
Yeah, I love that. I sometimes feel like I'm reaching out too much, or like with remote coworkers, but I think that's great advice to just do it. Like they'll get to it when they get to it. It doesn't have to respond right away. And using those technologies, like I know our team loves tools like Asana that keep us organized, and we can, whatever we're working on, we can organize it through tools like that, and then make sure that we're staying in contact with each other and collaborating. All right. How can job seekers effectively showcase their skills on resumes and LinkedIn profiles to get noticed by recruiters and hiring managers? And Erin, let's start with you.
I actually recently learned these new skills as well. But to get current people that you work with, previous people that you have worked with on LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn, definitely get a LinkedIn. That's number one. But there is a recommendation section on LinkedIn. Get previous colleagues that you work with, previous managers, to leave you a recommendation that shows future hiring managers your credibility. There is also an endorsement section where you put your skills, and you can have previous colleagues or current colleagues endorse, like let's say technical resume writing is one of my skills. I'll have some of my colleagues here endorse that just to show future hiring managers my abilities. And it's definitely a great impression before a hiring manager even gets to speak with you.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a great answer, Aaron. This goes back to a previous question. Partner up with a recruiter. Every hiring manager is different. A lot of people, sometimes I find, I talk with hundreds of people, and they think that the resume should be identical to their LinkedIn profile or vice versa. There is some difference, the resume, you want to make sure you're highlighting skills and achievements. You're also doing that on LinkedIn. But you got to have some strong bullet points. You want to make sure it's identified. Connecting with a recruiter is going to set you up for success to ensure that, your job descriptions, your resume is tailored to the specific job. Whereas LinkedIn, it's kind of a generic, kind of overall feeling or, story of you. And that's the big thing. put the banner on. Believe it or not, some people think this is the worst thing to do. If you're open to work, be open to work. If you're looking to connect, definitely connect with others. And I would definitely encourage you with the LinkedIn side, connect with the industries or the specific companies you want to try to work for. That's a key. Sometimes people miss that out, and you want to, make sure that your profile's up to date, professional picture, your headlines stand out. Currently looking for new opportunities in this industry. And make sure you highlight all your achievements and accomplishments on both your resume and your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, definitely keep up to date with your LinkedIn. As Sean mentioned, add the banner, do all this. It does help, especially for us recruiters who are looking at your profile. So if we see that, hey, you're open to work, we know 100% we want to get to you first because you are looking and we know that, and you're keeping up to date on your LinkedIn. So if that's updating your profile, if that's updating your About Me section, I suggest definitely doing that if you haven't done so, because that's the first thing we do look at as well, is saying, okay, how long this person has been working, or what exactly they're doing, what experience they have, or the systems they use. So even adding in certifications, please make sure it's on there, because we're able to see right away before we get a chance to even speak with you or even see your resume. So I definitely recommend updating it.
Absolutely. Those are great tips. All of these sections are so key in today's job seeking. It's so important to have a thoroughly filled out LinkedIn profile, from credibility to showing your experience. Putting as much information out there can be the difference from moving onto the interview stage. All right, I think, we got one more. Let's go for it. Do you think employers are prioritizing technical skills over soft skills, or is there an equal balance? Thank you for that question.
I think that it definitely depends on the industry that you work in. For example, though, I am working on a position right now. It's an office manager position. And the client told us, I don't really mind too much of, their previous work. I want to know their work ethic, because the last person that they hired for the office manager, she said, was the best employee that they ever had. And their previous job before that office management job was working at a pizzeria, and they said they were the best office manager that they've ever had. So I definitely think it depends on the industry, but I think it's pretty equal depending on the industry.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, with clinical research and healthcare, it really varies on the job itself. We had an admin position within clinical research that the person looked amazing. They had the right skills and everything. And initially, it was the soft skills weren't as quite there as they thought it was. So again, I think it just really varies on the position. It is pretty balanced. I will say a lot of the times they happen to be looking more at the soft skills. At least what I've seen now, soft skills are really important, especially if you're doing a lot of client facing and meeting with other companies or other clients that initially they're working with. So if you don't have that, unfortunately, it may not work out. But I suggest, showing your personality. If you're happy, if you're passionate, please show that on interviews, or showing that for yourself, because it goes a long way. And if you are nervous, I always tell people, don't be nervous so much. I know it's hard to tell yourself that, but tell yourself, hey, I'm really great at this. I can do this. And I know that I can. So I'm going to show everything that I got on this interview, and then initially it'll show through. So I think hopefully that will help.
Yeah, those are both great answers. And once again, partner up with a System 1 recruiter. And the reason being is a lot of these recruiters are working hand in hand with hiring managers, and they're going to know the inside and out of, is this hiring manager looking for more with people with technical skills versus soft skills? Some roles is going to be equal. They're going to look for the counterbalance of having both technical and soft skills. Other roles might be required more technical. And you can tailor your resume, and it'll also allow you to prep yourself for the interview. Knowing this up front with the recruiter setting you up for success, they'll allow you to make sure that if that hiring manager really is thinking that technical skills is bigger than soft skills, they'll partner you up, so that way you're on track to make sure you're selling yourself correctly, and you're going to highlight some of those skills differently than on a resume than you probably would have if you didn't talk to somebody.
Absolutely. Love it. Well, we are out of time for today. Thank you so much to our panel, and thank you for everyone that commented. If we didn't answer your question live, we'll do our best to answer them all in the comments. Don't forget to follow System 1 on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all past Sound Off episodes. And make sure to tune in every first and third Friday of the month, as we will have new episodes. Our next episode will be Friday, February 21st, and it will be all about IT. See you there.